It works for you.
So listen, today we got two MCs that everybody knows is great, but how great are they and who's the best one between them? And we have Black Thought, Tariq, Philadelphia, and then we have from New York, some people who always think or program to say is the greatest of all time, Jay-Z, Sean Carter, Young Hova. Oh my God, what's going on? And what we're gonna do, this is not about status. This is not about who made the most money, who sold the most drugs to destroy their community.
Then Jay-Z lost. Like, there's no need to talk anymore.
No, yeah, it's not about that. It's about who's the best with bars, who's the best MC out of both of these artists. And I'm gonna go with the person who started this argument off air, who not only probably thinks that Black Thought is better than Jay-Z, but he also thinks Black Thought is the greatest of all time. Tislam the Great.
Yes, I agree with that statement, and will throw hands with anybody who doubts that that's true. Like, I mean,
your case, Tislam.
I'm not knocking Jay. Jay can be very skillful, has been very skillful, but his consistency is where he flaws at. And this is, of course, my personal opinion. Based on his catalog, he started off amazing, and slowly, as I also compare him to Nas, he got incrementally worse in his content being as potent. Then out of nowhere, the Blueprint album comes out. He decides, I want to put bars back in my shit. And then he started to stay with that for a minute. Then it's the Disappearing Act. And then I'm back again. Here's some half-ass bars. Then I have this whole life-changing thing. I'm going to drop an album that's basically should have came after Reasonable Doubt called 4444. Now, because I thought that album was good. I saw your face, Langston. I thought the 444 album was a very good album. I think it was a very solid album for his age, his time, and it was properly done. Production could have been a little bit better, but bars-wise, as an older man, not saying we're all of older age, it spoke to me in ways that I think the youth or anyone under 30 probably wouldn't catch on to be honest with you. Now, Black Thought came out before Jay-Z, had bars before Jay-Z. The freestyle alone that he did on Fun Flex will destroy one of Hov's whole albums. Instantaneously, combust that whole album. Not the first one, but give it one of them, I don't know, I don't even know any one of them besides the first one. And I think that freestyle alone. And we're going off of bars, we're going off of content, we're going off of lyrics. Jay-Z does more, I'm not saying a party song can't have bars, but half, not almost 3/4 of his catalog is party, women-based kind of rhyme. Now, he got gangster shit, though. You got to understand how big his catalog is. And out of his whole entire catalog, each album has 4 to 5 songs that jump off in the club on some lady shit.
Okay, now, hold it right there, Tislam.
Black Thought has never... I've heard not maybe 1 or 2 lady songs, and even then, there was bars.
Tislam, hold off right there. Jay Swan, what do you have to say about that? Because I see you swimming over in your seat right now. What's going on, brother? What do you feel about this? Jay-Z or Black Thought? Sean or Tariq?
As much as I respect Black Thought, and he's very dexterous with his skill level, come on, man. Jay-Z, like, come on, bro. Like, Jay-Z is the greatest MC of all time, in my opinion. Wow. Like, he has the best catalog, in my opinion, besides Nas's catalog. You know, there was a time frame where it was from, let's see, around 98 to like 2003 when he'll do, lyrical exercise or PSA, like What More Can I Say, or Blackout with DMX and the Locks. And man, like, you know, he'll do those verses and have people scared. That was a time frame around that time. And like Black Thought is cool, but he's not on Jay-Z level.
He's just cool. So let me ask you this though. You said Jay-Z was the greatest. Greatness is a measure of accomplishments. We're talking about, can Jay-Z actually rap better than Black Thought? Who rhymes better?
Of course, Jay-Z. And
Okay.
Jay-Z been rapping with Jaz-O since '85, and he was Big Daddy Kane's protege, and he beat Big Daddy Kane back in that. He beat Big Daddy
basketball or something.
No, he beat him.
Beat him in what?
He beat him in the freestyle.
Ty Hill. I'm not aware of that story. I got to go with Ty Hill because Ty Hill always has some controversial shit to say. I see you lost weight, your face is slimmer. You know what I'm saying? The dad bod is disappearing. You're doing good, brother.
Man, I appreciate it. Oh man. Like the brother said, Black Thought, you got to give him salute and credit for who he is, hip-hop wise. You know, he is a legend in hip-hop. But we talking about the GOAT. We talking about Hove. It's not many comparisons to Hove. And when we talking about it, you know, one of the points that the brother made was consistency. Black Thought hasn't been consistent as an artist, like literally his whole career. After the 90s, they what's the name? What they had? They had 4 albums in the 90s. It was what? It was about 4 albums in the 90s. Then we skipped.
Point, what was the other ones? I can't remember.
Black Thought, I mean, they literally skipped majority of the time that hip hop was reigning mixtape supreme. We talking, you know, that 2000 to 2005. They kind of skipped that whole era of being on those mixtapes and those freestyle battles. So if he say that, you know, we gonna give Black Thought his credit on that freestyle that he did, it was dope. But Hove did that on everybody's beat. They did it for years and years and years. You know, this is the mixtape era when you went out and got your mixtapes and you went on everybody beat. Consistency, Hove has gave us great songs on every album. It's not one album that you could say with Jay that does not have a great song. You don't. And if we're talking again, we're not talking status, right? We're not talking that Hove is just status.
It sounds like you are though. You're talking about rhymes.
It's kind of hard not to when you're talking about Jay-Z. Like it's
hard not to. We talking about Black Thought.
I think you guys are programmed just to say Jay-Z is the greatest. I don't mind you saying he's better than Beth, but the greatest of all time, I think it's a little overblown. But go ahead.
No, it's not though. Think about it. Jay lyrically has been one of the greatest. I mean, if we go from the fast flow, well, it's many greats. I mean, it's always it's many greats. But even if we go from the fast flow, I'm sick of the rhyme, flick of the flow. Check out the J, check out the A, check out the Y, Z. I'm bringing it back. Like he went from that, then he went to the slow down flow. Then he went to the I'ma steal everything from Philly flow. Then he went to the I'm dealing with the young guns and I'm gonna take that whole flow. Then you have the grown-up flow. I mean, I was just now listening to him the other day, listening how he was literally talking to Beyonce through songs. Like before we knew they was really dating. He's always literally, in my opinion, bar-wise, Black Thought ain't gave us that. He hasn't gave us the lifestyle, the life that he has. You know, we know Jay-Z family, the mother, the brother, the family, like everything. We know the stories. That's what's lyrical and content to me. I don't get that from Black Thought, although he's a great wordsmith.
Yeah.
Slangston Hughes, Slick Big Low. I see you transform to another Negro in the meantime in order to have this conversation. So who's Jay-Z, Black Thought, and then who's the greatest? If it's Jay-Z, is he the greatest of all time if he's better than Black Thought?
Okay. I have a litany of bullet points over here.
Oh my God. Limited to about 4 because other people need to talk. It's 5 people on the show.
I could do a venerable symposium in refutation to what I have just heard over the last 7 minutes or so. But I'm going to try to keep it as brief as possible and explain.
My zone on this and shit.
Let me explain why, to one degree or another, you all are wrong. Jay Swan, Ty Hill, I think that in my assessment, you two probably don't listen to a wide array enough of hip hop to have a sensible enough opinion on this that isn't just informed by mainstream rap music and Jay-Z-dom, if you will. And then Tislam, very much like myself in a lot of cases, I think you might be a little too underground or boom bap biased, if you will, to have a fair assessment on this particular question when it comes to Sean Carter versus Tariq Trotter. Let's just look at it. If we're just looking at bars, right? If we're just looking at bars, there's something that we tend to do, right? We tend to be biased to the things that we listen to and the opinions that we orbit around. And when it comes to lyricism, a lot of times, those of us who tend to listen to more of the underground, more of the grassroots hip hop, we have this opinion that just because it's underground or just because it's, you know, boom bap or backpack, that automatically means it's lyrically great or it's lyrically superior, when that's not always the case. And then we also think that the mainstream or things to talk about a certain mainstream type of content is automatically not as skilled or not as lyrically superior or something, when there are a lot of whack ass, corny mainstream stuff, and there's also a lot of whack ass, corny, and not so lyrically skilled underground stuff. And oftentimes people just get caught up in the aesthetics of what they like personally. But if we look at just bars, Jay-Z has always been lyrically exquisite. Like Jay-Z has always had a particular skill set when it comes to lyricism. He used to seek out peers of his who would always laud as being so lyrically dope and challenge them to battles one-on-one. And many have said that he handled many of those battles. Like he took out Jizza one-on-one, he took out Busta Rhymes one-on-one.
Busta Rhymes was 12 years old. I'm tired of you telling that story.
They was around the same age, into the same
He was
height.
in middle school.
This was at the time